Hello and welcome. My name is Lexi Jong, and here I like to talk about luxury beauty. Today we are going to be talking about the new Victoria Beckham cream blush sticks called Cheeky Posh. And I picked up two of these. I picked up the shade Major and the shade Knickers. So this is what they look like. And let's put them here. So this one here is Major. And let's just kind of buff that out a little bit so you can see how it blends out. This is going to be a slightly like one of those drier cream sticks. You know, it's not like super dewy or anything like that. And these are 5 grams and they have a 2-year shelf life and they're made in Italy. So this one here is Knickers, which is supposed to be Victoria Beckham's favorite shade. You can see it's a peachy shade. And this one here is more of like, it's more of a warm rose with a touch of berry in it. But I would say it's more rose than berry. And then the peach here, you can see it's definitely like a true peachy shade. And you can see how easily they blend out. They blend out very lightly. So I have applied these a few different ways. I've applied them with my fingers. I've applied them with brushes. I've applied them, directly to the face and then use a brush, or putting it on my hand and then using a brush and so forth. So I have demos of those with these 2 shades. And let me show you this now. All right, so we're going to apply the Victoria Beckham blush in Major. And this is the Kyoto, I want to say it's a F07. It's the mini version of the F04. And just going to stamp this on. On my face, I have the Surratt Perfectioniste Primer and then the Sislea Le Teint Foundation in 0R Rose Vanilla. So this side with a brush, you can see, I like this brush for cream blush, but you can see that because it does have longer bristles, it is a little floppier, and sometimes it's a little easier to use something a little bit more dense. Let me show you this with finger application. So this blush stick, it is a creamy formula, but it's not one of those ones that's like overly creamy. So it's like a drier cream. I would say it's slightly drier than the Westman Atelier cream blushes, but similar in texture. So this is the shade Major, and let me show you from a distance. So here's Major. You can see that these are all fairly light on the skin. I mean, you can build this up more, but they are meant to look like more of a natural flush. All right, so on my skin, I have the Sislea Le Teint Foundation in 0R and a touch of the Chanel Cream Bronzer in the deepest shade. We're going to go in, and in the other demo, I have the blush applied directly from the stick and tapped in with fingers or with a brush. So this time we're going to put it on here, and I'm using the mini base from Sonia G, and we're going to just get some on my hand here and put it on this way. So this is the shade Knickers. You can see that it is a peachy shade. This is going to give a slight peachy flush, very light, natural type of blush. All right, so here is Knickers applied. And let me show you from a distance. All right, so I hope that was helpful. And I have to say that this formula is really easy to apply. It's a very nice, natural looking cream blush. It doesn't give you like any of that dewy shine, if you're looking for that. This is not the type of blush for that, but it goes on, blends in smoothly, and it looks really natural or seamless on the skin. Now, I do feel like because it is a drier version of a cream blush, I feel like putting it on directly with a stick and then using a brush to blend it out is just not the best method. It feels like you have to move it too much. So I personally think either dabbing it on, and honestly, I've been wearing these since they've arrived, so about a week or so, pretty much every day. So I did not film all of my trials, but I think dabbing it on the finger and then putting it on the cheek, or dabbing or, you know, swiping it on my hand and then using a brush like in the demo for Knickers. I think those are my two favorite methods for this. I'm really more of a brush person, so I will probably apply it to my hand and then use the brush. Now that does waste more product, so just something to note. But that I think is the most natural looking method of application for me. I'm not a sponge person, so I do think sponge would do a great job with this though. So we've got a few comparisons. Again, this is the shade Major and this is Knickers. And I just wanted to compare it to a few other cream blushes. So this is the Cle de Peau cream blush in shade 2. And we're going to put this right up here. It's pinker. And this is actually a slightly more satiny feeling. It's a little bit more of a satin texture compared to the Victoria Beckham, which is just slightly drier. There's like a little bit more drag on the skin than the Cle de Peau. And then this one is Cle de Peau in number 4, Perfect Peach, which is like my favorite. So this is going to be more nude, but I just wanted to show you because I know this is a shade that if you've got a Cle de Peau cream blush, this is probably the one you've got. So you can see going on though, that is a very smooth, silky kind of texture. And then the other Cle de Peau blush, this is from the holidays. This is 201 Warmth's Magic. The other one from the holidays is way too pink, so I'm not even gonna compare that. But you can see that this is gonna be a lot more pink than Knickers. Does not go yet though with Major either. It's gonna be a warmer. Now, I do think that it is, you know, a little bit similar in texture to the Westman Atelier blushes. So we're going to take a look at those. This one here is Minette. Now, Minette is going to be a little bit different because you can see it's a little bit pinker than Knickers. Knickers has a little bit more of that orange in there, but it also has shimmer. You can see that this is going to be a shimmery shade. And even so, I feel like there's still just slightly more slip with the Westman Atelier, but they're close. This one here is Chouchette, which is going to be more nude. Sorry, that went on kind of crooked. This is one of my favorites. I really like this shade. It's just very natural looking, but you can see it does not have the same brightening effect that Knickers does. And then we have Bichette. Let me put this one here on the side, actually. So this is actually more of a reddish shade. You can see it's more of that brick red kind of shade. And this one is Doo Doo. It does not go with this, but I figure it is the closest berry type, you know, pink shade that we have in Westman Atelier, or at least that I have. I think I have all of the shades except for the one that was like limited edition, the holiday set last year. So you can see this is going to be a lot more berry than Major, which definitely has more of that like strawberry pink shade to it. And then I also wanted to take a look at the Jones Road Balm. These are the new lip and cheek sticks. This one is rosy brown. This one's going to be the closest to Major out of the Jones Road shades that I have. You can see that the Jones Road ones are a lot more sheer. They also have a bit more of a balmy, like dewy look to them. You can see when you blend them out though, they do look more similar. So, I mean, look at that. When you blend them out, this one's going to have a little bit more of that like reddish look, but they do have a similarity in appearance there. However, the Jones Road is going to have more of that balmy, never dry down kind of texture, whereas the Victoria Beckham, it sets. We also have some Makeup by Mario cream blushes. This one here is Soft Coral. Let's put this right here so you can see it compared to Knickers. You can see this is really more of a true coral. It has the pink mixed into it, whereas the Knickers is a true peach. This one here is Earthy Pink, and let's put this up here. And this might be my closest one to Major. You know what? We'll put those side by side. So here's Earthy Pink. Okay, and let's put major right below it. Okay, so you can see major is going to be a little bit peachier. It's warmer, peachier in tone than earthy pink. Earthy pink has more red in it, a little bit more of a brick red, raspberry kind of tone compared to major. And my last comparison, this is Rush Hour from Tower 28. And this is like a true peach shade. So, you know what, let's squeeze it in right here. You can see that it's going to be deeper than Knickers. It's a little bit more orange in it, but honestly, they're pretty close once you blend them out. This is going to be brighter on the skin. It's also going to have more of a dewy look. Oops, knocking things down. So as for performance on these blushes, I think they give a really nice natural look. They blend out very beautifully. They're buildable pigment, but they're still not super pigmented. So when you blend them out, they blend out. So, you know, I think if you have a darker skin tone, Knickers is probably going to be too light for you. I think that's really going to be like fair to light people. If you're medium, I think Knickers might be too light. You know, I really think you're going to have to look at the actual colors. If it looks like a darker color, you're going to have to go with that. Whereas some other cream blushes, you know, you can build them up a bit more. I feel like if you're really building this up, you're going to end up feeling the product on your skin. But if you want to blend it out and have it get to that feeling where it sets, if you have medium and above, I feel like you really need to look at the deeper shades that they offer. It's not going to be buildable enough, if that makes sense. So yeah, I do like them. I think they give a really light, natural look. Even major blends out, you know, pretty lightly on me. I don't think they are the best cream blush personally, because they don't last all day on me. They do fade by the end of the day. So, you know, there's that, but I think they look very nice, and for the most part, they'll sit down and last the majority of the day, and they do give a really nice natural look. So I like them, and I think they are a nice product, but, you know, I don't think they're revolutionary. Now, keep in mind though that these are a clean beauty product, so if you are interested in those features, I think this is like a really good product considering that. I feel like a lot of clean beauty cream blushes look beautiful going on and they fade pretty quickly. I feel like this lasts longer than a lot of the other ones I've tried. Plus, I feel like a lot of them end up relying more on that balmy, dewy texture, whereas this doesn't do that. So I feel like this is more sophisticated looking on the skin than a lot of the clean beauty offerings that I have personally tried with cream blushes. So I think it's a really nice finish. I think as for how it appears on the skin, it is fairly similar to the Westman Atelier and the Cle de Peau cream blushes. I do feel like those have a little bit more slip and silky texture to them. But, you know, again, like the Cle de Peau is not a clean beauty brand at all. So I think the Westman Atelier would be the closest match to them. And I feel like these are just slightly drier in texture than those. And I feel like they blend out a little bit softer. They're not quite as pigmented as the Westman Atelier, but that would be the closest comparison I could make out of the products that I currently have. So I hope this was helpful, and overall, you know, I like these. I will continue to use them, but you know, they're not one that I'm gonna go and pick up all of the shades in. I might pick up another one though. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I will see you very soon. So have a great day and stay safe and healthy.